to the Backwoodsman Institute. Today, what I like to do is, I have an old ACU top. I really ought to DX and get a new one, but I got several of them, so it's faded and the Velcro's no good anymore. Won't keep my name tapes on. So what I like to do is turn it into a hunting jacket. In order to do that, I'm going to dye it in walnut hulls. So first thing we need to do is go find us some walnut hulls. Okay, what we're looking at here is a grown up area that's walnuts they like the sun, and they're one of the earliest ones that come out like in the fields, and with when you let a field grow up, sassafras, walnut, wild cherry, persimmon, those are the ones that come up first. They like the sun and they're fast growers. So if you look, if I can focus in right in front of me, it's not, here's a walnut right here in front of me. I can kind of show a little bit of the leaf configuration. They're straight across from each other. These here, straight across from each other. Their bark, it's kind of real dark color. What the dead giveaway is all the walnuts and stuff. As you see, here's a tree right here that's got quite a few walnuts still left in it. A lot of it's been fallen. We're going to get down in this slough right here. See if I can't pan out on some of these other ones. There's some walnut trees down in there. Most of them have already lost a lot of them. Some still got them hanging in tight. It's the first week of October. You can see that everything's starting to brown up real good and get ready for fall. And a walnut tree is kind of the first ones to lose its leaves. So we're just going to go down in this little thicket and growed up area. There's some mowed trails down in here, and we'll see if we can't find some. Okay, we made it down into that little grove of black walnuts. Let's try and give you guys a shot of close up on what the bark kind of looks like so you can get an idea of some of it. It's kind of a darker color. Got a lot of poison ivy and grapevines going up through there. This one here, it's got quite a bit of walnut still on there. You see that some of the leaf configurations. It's pretty well dead giveaway. See some black walnuts. Can't quite miss that. So, as they've been falling, storm's been knocking them loose. What I'd like to do is, let's see, look around underneath here. There's some down in here. So, we're just going to keep looking around, keep digging, fill her pack up, and what I might end up doing is go ahead and get some of these that are hanging low. This green, while they're still green, I'll put a lot of green tint to the clothing is what I found out. The darker ones that fall after they ripen, they'll give a lot more browner, blackish color. But if you can get the fresh ones that haven't turned black yet, they'll give more of a olive green color to it. So with that, I'm going to get busy picking up some walnut. Alright, got our walnuts. Yeah, so we get busy building a fire. We're going down through there and how to hold these things. Okay, what you're seeing right now basically is my setup here to extract some dye out of the black walnut hulls itself. And actually, in a sense, you're staining whatever you're going to be doing. It's not, I don't know if you'd really call it dyeing, but it's more of a stain that I'm doing here. So it's pretty basic. It's kind of goes way back into the days when long hunters were out roaming this hillsides around here and hunting deer and bison. It's one of the ways they did to kind of camouflage their clothes, darken their clothes up a little bit. So I got a fire, I got a metal galvanized pail that I'm using to put a little water in there. I'm getting it to boil there. Doesn't really necessarily have to be a boil. This has to be hot enough that it'll take to the dye will be extracted out of it. Some water, another pail up here. Let's check a look in there. I got a few of them starting to be hauled here. I kind of started while I was getting the fire going. What it's basically doing is using that board and just stomping on it and rolling it, the walnut with my boot, and then just kind of breaking it apart and throwing it in a bucket. And once this waters gets to be hot enough here, I'm just going to put that in there and let it kind of cook for a little bit. So let me put this back up here, this camera back up, and show you a little bit on how I was actually doing it. Okay, here's how I was basically doing it. I'm just going to grab the walnut, putting it on there, smashing it, rolling it with my boot, and then finishing off with my fingers. This green one, pulling it apart. There's a walnut itself, and then there's a hull. Now you may want to use some rubber gloves, because my hands are going to be good and stained, walnut stained. So that's the fun of it, getting all black. So this is like a black part of it. That's really going to make a good, dark, rich color. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit what I got going on now. The water's getting pretty hot. You can see it kind of steaming a little bit. I've added the walnut hulls to it. You can kind of see the dark dye that's already in a stain that's already started in that pail. It's pretty doggone dark. Here I'm still working on my pile of walnuts, and I'm saving the hulls. Now these are edibles right here. So what I'll do is I'm going to dry them, lay them out and dry them, and then maybe later on this winter I'll hull them out and get the meat out of there and eat them. If you've ever had wild or black walnuts, they're pretty strong. They're more of a delicacy, I guess. They're not so common in grocery stores and stuff. A little bit more expensive. They are stronger. A lot of people use them in cooking, like cookies and stuff for Christmas time, and little breads or zucchini bread. So we'll hull a bunch of walnuts and store them in the freezer or something over the winter months, and then use them as nuts when they do cooking some muffins and breads.